I would like to talk about healthy boundaries in relationships and how they can protect us from toxicity. Also, we will be looking into different ways how to stand up for what is right for you and say no to people calmly and bravely. For those who never met me before, my name is Kristina J. I am a relationship, life purpose, confidence, and happiness life coach, empowering Christian women to courageously break free from toxic relationships or abusive relationships without feeling guilty and embrace their true happiness in finding their unique life's purpose. So today, let's talk about boundaries. Very few of us grew up understanding boundaries, and many people struggle with the guilt of setting boundaries. And I was one of those people. We feel that we don't want to hurt someone's feelings and we don't want to let them down or see them somehow suffer. But really, at a deeper level, we feel like we'll only be lovable if we are doing everything for everyone else. Well, to be honest with you, I have never known how to set strong and healthy boundaries, and I said yes to all the people at all times because I thought that saying no will hurt the other person and will make me somehow rude and selfish. After all, I am a good Christian woman and I have to help others all the time, say yes all the time, and to be there for another human being. On top of that, when I had been treated poorly in my relationships, I would say nothing. I would stuff all unease inside of me. I would pray over it, and I would pray over that person and just move on with my life. But this way, I have not helped myself, nor I helped the other person. I, in a way, sent a wrong message that I was okay with the poor treatment, and therefore I was not respected. Well, it could be that in the beginning of your relationship, you possibly tried to verbalize what you did not like, where you wanted some changes to occur. But if the other person constantly shushed you and made you feel guilty over it, or said that you were just too sensitive, or you were too emotional, or you were overreacting, over the years, you believed all those lies and you just gave up on even trying to ask for changes and to express your opinion and to set those healthy boundaries. All that just vanished. Maybe now, when you already finally understood that you have been stuck in the unhealthy patterns with your partner and possibly with some other toxic people, and you kind of like reach that awakening stage in your relationships and you want to start over, you want to get back your voice, you want to start setting strong and healthy boundaries to protect yourself from further pain in your life, you are now getting braver to do that. You are getting ready to start setting those limits, and you reach the point where you are ready to say no more, enough. I will not put up with that. So boundaries are very important in our lives. They are like bodyguards to our standards, how we expect to be treated. And boundaries are a way to take care of ourselves, and they make our expectations clear so others know what to expect from us and how we want to be treated. Boundaries involve knowing what is both like a deal breaker in your relationship and what is a deal maker, and they are set and acted upon in order to keep ourselves safe and even sane. And boundaries are the foundation for happy and healthy relationships. Well, nevertheless, toxic people, they are having hard time respecting any boundaries and your boundaries. And you, being an empathetic person who is very loving, understanding, caring, and giving, having hard time setting healthy and solid boundaries. In order to create healthy boundaries, it's vital that we understand that we as adults are the only persons who are responsible for implementing our boundaries. It's no one else's job. It's important that you start defining who you are and what you want and what you don't want and what is important for you. A healthy boundary function is the knowing of how to say yes to all the good in your life, to all the good people in your life, and how to say no to all the bad and all the toxic people in your life. Well, people with good boundary function know how to trust themselves, let people in, and know that if something doesn't feel right, they can speak up. If you don't learn how to say no, others will take you for granted and in a way lose respect for you. Most individuals are scared to say no because they are worried about what other people think of them. And the truth of life that it's not that important what other people think of you. It's important what you think of you, what God thinks of you. It's time to grow up and be mature, and it's time to realize that it's not possible to keep everyone happy, and we need to learn to say those no's. I have been learning how to say no to different people in my life and my relationships, and I have studied quite a bit about healthy boundaries. And I found Melanie Tanya Evans' ebook, How to Set Solid and Healthy Boundaries, very useful. I would like just to share some of her ideas how to say no to others. So one of the ways how you can say no to other people is this. I'm not comfortable with that. This is a great way to say no because you are applying emotional honesty by just honoring and expressing the truth. Like you are not comfortable with that, what you're being asked to do. Another way how to say no, I have another commitment. It is important that it doesn't matter what the commitment is. And it may simply be time with your family or time at the hairdresser's. You have no need to justify or explain what this commitment is. And I always thought differently. I thought if I make any kind of excuse and if I'm trying to say no to the other person, I would have always to explain myself and make sure that I have good reason to say no to that other person. But today I'm learning. I can just say I have other commitments and that's okay. And I don't need to expand on that. The other way how to say no is say something like that. Some things have come up that need my attention. Well, don't feel guilty that you are letting people down if unexpected things happen that throw your schedule off. Know that individuals might possibly find another source of support if they choose and you are not available for that. The other way how to say no is to say, I'm not qualified for that job. If you don't feel that you have adequate skills, it's better to admit your limitations up front. And you are perfectly entitled to focus your energy onto any area of your life that you wish to. And you don't need to feel guilty about it. I know you'll do a wonderful job yourself. That is the other way yet of saying no to the person. People often ask for help because they doubt their own abilities. And you can let them know that you have the confidence that they will succeed even without your help. You may be empowering them rather than disabling them by making the statement. One more way how to say no to the other people is, I know of someone who could help you. So connecting people is valuable service to offer. Or, not right now, but I can do it later. If you really want to help but don't have time, you can just say so to the person. Offer to help at a later date. And if they cannot wait for you, they will find someone else. And the other way how to say no is just to plainly say no. Sometimes it's okay to just say no, especially if other methods of saying no are being argued. When we start setting limits in our life, we start making different choices and we stop hooking onto the repeated patterns in our life. We finally get clear and start making those decisions that are good for ourselves and those decisions that serve us. And yes, of course, setting boundaries in lots of situations can be extremely painful, and it may take great courage, especially when you are just learning how to set them, especially if you have never even had any healthy boundaries and you didn't know how to implement them. So you need to learn to accept that not everyone is going to agree with you and may even criticize you. Just to accept that is very important. When you are not dependent on other people's approval, you grant yourself that wonderful freedom just to be yourself. And Melanie Tanya Evans states, having a healthy boundary function is not about convincing someone else to agree with you, love you, or even like you. It's about behaving in a way that you know is your truth. And doing this calmly, without need to show others who you are. You don't have anything to prove to anyone else. The only person you need to prove anything to is you. End of quote. So today is the day to stand up for what is healthy and right and start setting those healthy boundaries in your relationships. Start saying no in order to protect yourself from any toxicity. Well, thank you for staying with me till the end. And next time I want to talk about different steps in setting boundaries with your toxic partner. Please check my previous videos on fears and shame that keep us stuck in toxic relationships. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. Stay strong and courageous, and never forget that you are worthy of a healthy love, kindness, and respect. And see you next time. Bye for now.